Next up, the gun control advocates are absolutely losing their mind. So we remember for the longest time, people like me said, hey, I don't think that violent video games make kids violent. I don't think that you take a normal kid and let him play Call of Duty a moderate amount of time. I don't think that's going to make him a school shooter. I don't think that. I do think, however, that it might take a person that's already somewhat on the edge and push them off of it. I do think that it's not productive for young kids to spend hours a day in the most formative years of their life looking down the barrel of a gun, mowing people down or running people over with their cars in Grand Theft Auto. I think that might not be the most productive thing for young kids to do. And they said, you're crazy. Every other country in the world has these games. It's the guns. It's the guns. The guns are the ones that did it. It's the guns. That's all we heard over and over and over again. It's the guns. And if you think it's anything else, you're a Nazi. Those are the people that are justifying the deaths of Jews now and saying that it's worth it to rape and behead babies. So they've been telling us it's the guns, it's the guns, it's the guns for the longest time. Well, an anti-gun group released a brand new statement. I guess you could call it statement. I don't know. They released a brand new statement in the last week here. It was the Sandy Hook Promise. So it was a bunch of actors. No, I'm kidding. Released a statement about violent video games. They said 40% of gamers aged, 12 to 17 report playing Call of Duty Black Ops. Weapons are not just branded props in the background of first-person shooter games. Wow. How long did it take them to figure that out? Weapons are not just props in the background of first-person shooter games. How long do you think they sat in front of the Xbox and played Call of Duty until they figured out that weapons actually played a central part to first-person shooter games? They're an integral aspect of the game, and players use them to violently act out virtual mass casualty assaults using the exact same weapons that have been used in real-world mass shootings for decades. A Washington Post expose this year revealed that game developers and representatives of Remington companies worked together at a Nevada shooting range to record the exact sounds made by a number of weapons, including the AR-15 for use in Call of Duty. Wow, it's almost like they want realism. It's almost like that's what sells nowadays in everything. These range from the sound of insertion of the magazine into the firearm to the sound of the shooting itself. Particular weapons are also prized commodities in first-person shooter games, and players need to rack up sufficient kills to unlock those weapons. I mean, this is asinine. We've said for the longest time, hey, maybe there is something to young kids playing violent video games incessantly, and they said, no, you're crazy. And now they've realized no one's going to take the bait on their bullshit gun control argument. So they've had to mix it up a little bit. That's all they do. It's trickle truthing. Here it is. This is my favorite part. Recently, firearms with real-world brands have started to disappear from new versions of the first-person shooter games. Internet speculation traces this change to the $73 million lawsuit that Remington paid out. So that's their source. That's their source. Not someone from within the company, not someone at a law enforcement organization, not a psychiatrist. Their source is internet speculation. Internet speculation? Internet speculation says John Fetterman's retarded. Well, that's true. That's not internet speculation. That's a fact. I just love it. These anti-gun people. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have been so defanged over the last couple months, just the last month, with everything going on in Israel. You have people going door to door in a country where no one's allowed to own guns, and if they do, they have to have it in a government-stored armory facility, and dragging people out of their homes and only beheading some of them. Just killing the rest. Only beheading some of them. It's important clarification to make there. You have people going in and dragging them out because no one can defend themselves. You did have one guy in Israel. He was a veteran, and I believe he might have been like reserve military or active military. That's why he still had his gun. He told his kids, the terrorists were coming. There were 3 of them coming to their door. He told his kids, he said, he had 4 daughters. He said, cover your ears. Daddy will be right back. Waits for the terrorists to come open the door, has his AR-15 or what, M4, I believe it was, pops the first guy, kills him right there, and then the other two ran away because they realized someone could actually fight back. And that's what scumbags like that want. That's what scumbag rapists, mass shooters, terrorists, that's what they want, are soft targets, because they're a bunch of fucking pussies that don't actually want someone who's going to fight back. Here's the problem, though. That guy used what the left is deemed to be an assault rifle. Half the population of the United States feels that if you have 3 people stacking up on your house, and you tell your 4 daughters to lock themselves in the bedroom, and you shoot one of them with one of the would-be home invaders with an AR-15, you deserve to go to prison, be it for defending yourself and your property from someone who's been disenfranchised, or for simply owning the rifle that you did it with. They believe you should go to prison. They've been completely defanged over the last month because it's shown how much of an idealistic, privileged viewpoint it is from an ivory tower. These people don't operate in the same universe as the rest of us, and they don't have to worry about facing the same dangers that we do every single day. That's why they feel they don't need a gun. Well, no one needs a gun. No one. It's funny how many anti-gun liberals change their opinion, just like they change their opinion on cancel culture when it comes for them. How many of them change their opinions on gun control the second they're the victim of a violent crime? It's crazy. It's crazy. I've never met a Democrat that was a victim of a violent crime and didn't at least somewhat change their opinions on guns. It's crazy how that works. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.